Mitch.
These are two different absolute value problems. If you've got an absolute value sign, it acts a little bit like parentheses, meaning whatever's in the absolute value, you have to do first. So negative 11 plus 2, what's negative 11 plus 2? Mitch?
No, I have a question.
Okay. Negative 9? Good. And then for this problem, you take the absolute value of negative 9 and you get regular 9. On this problem, you do the absolute value first. Absolute value of 11 is 11. Absolute value of 2 is 2. You get a different answer, depending on where the absolute value is. Mitch?
What are source lines? Like, why are the lines?
The vertical lines are the absolute value symbols. Absolute value takes a number and turns it into a positive.
You're done, Eric.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to have to do some graphing. But I think graphing we're capable of. If I give you an equation, you have to fill in a table and make a graph, right?
Hey.
Although the trick, what happens to a negative number when you square it? Becomes a positive, I heard it. So if you are squaring a negative number,
Stare much?
remember that negative
Right.
3 squared
Take a picture,
would
it'll last
actually be
longer.
positive 9. Because negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive.
Just less
That was something a lot of people missed on the last quiz. So that might be a good thing to
Eric.
note to yourself.
No, I
Remember,
don't, because when you die, you Eric. don't have it.
remember a negative
Picture
times negative
this.
is a positive.
Can we
Bag it.
like anything down on this piece of paper?
Anything that I'm
Put
talking
your
about
tongue back
now.
in your mouth.
I forgot 9 coordinates.
You good. Then, what we are going to review is those last two, the more difficult problems we did on that packet. They were absolute value or they were squares. So here, let's make an absolute value problem. 50 equals absolute value of x minus 2
Tell him to moan.
plus 13.
Moan.
When you're doing an
While
absolute
you're
value
poking
problem,
him.
the first step is
Moan.
take the
Right now.
absolute value alone.
Mitch, moan.
Isolate or get alone the absolute value. I'm abbreviating. Isolate the absolute value for the part of set, subtract 13 from both sides. Isolate. 50 minus 13 is 37 equals absolute value of x minus 2. Once you have the absolute value, oh no, we're not done yet. We can't figure out x yet. Once you have the absolute value alone, the absolute value breaks into two pieces. That's the must-have step. Once the absolute value is alone,
Squish his head.
I guess this two steps
Squish
is the
it,
must-have
squish it,
step.
squish it, squish it.
When you break it up, whatever's in the absolute value could be a positive number, or whatever's in the absolute value could be a negative number.
Sweet.
From there, you solve like normal, and you get two answers. They aren't always the same number, though.
Mitch. Do it.
But the trick people have trouble with is remembering
Do it
when
for
you
the
break it up.
fans.
First, you get the absolute value alone, then you break it up. Once the absolute value is alone. So, kind of similar. Let's
She's
just
not
do
looking.
it.
Do it. She's not
Oh,
looking.
I'm gonna erase up here. 'Cause this is
Look at Mitch. Do it.
What am I gonna do?
I'm gonna try. Maybe this marker will work better. We'll try it. Let's say we have 64.
Oh, 67. I like 67.
If we're doing a
Plus
squared, a
six.
parabola problem, you work from the outside in. If there's any adding or subtracting outside, we would do that.